Hello, and welcome back to Lesson 5 here in the database chapter. And what we're going to do today is talk about adding more columns to our table. And I'm going to show you how to do that with the structured query language, or SQL. It's pretty straightforward, but I wouldn't take just a moment to, if you guys like these videos, please like, comment, and subscribe to them. Share the videos on whatever platforms you're on. I love alt text, so if you're on BitChute or Rumble, or even I guess YouTube, go ahead and share these videos with someone who needs them, and share them on your social media platforms. That helps me out tremendously. So enough plugging myself. Let's go ahead and switch over to my screen here. And what we're going to do is go ahead and make sure that our server is up and running. So that's examp in our case. And I just realized I still have my air conditioner on, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off to make it a little more bearable here. I just have a little office with a window unit AC in it, so it's going to make a little bit noise for a second as it ramps down, but it gets a little hot in here. It is June. Let's go ahead now, and I want to show you this. So go ahead and make sure your server's running. So sudo /opt lamp examp start. I'm going to put in my password, and my stuff is already running. I have MySQL up and running. So now what I want to do is I want to connect to my database. So remember, in order to do that, we typed in opt lamp bin MySQL -u root. And now I'm connected here. I have my prompt up. I'm not connected to any specific database. So we could do, we could type use db semicolon. And now it says database has changed. All right, so then we have MariaDB up and running, and it says we are connected to the DB database. So in the last video, what we did is we created a table. So I'm going to go ahead and put show tables. And you see we have one table in our database right now. We will add another one. And then we also looked at what we have in that table, so we can type describe users semicolon. And here it shows the fields that we have available to us in that database. So I want to add a few more. But first, before we start adding more columns, we used 2 different data types here. And there are different data types in MySQL that we can use. There's quite a few actually. And so I just want to show you really quickly this here. If you go to MySQL documentation, you can look up data types. So that's chapter 11. And if you look through numeric, date and time, string, spatial, JSON, you can read more about all the different data types that are available to us to store. I'll show you the ones that we need as we go. And then as we use other data types in our projects, I'll show you those. But just keep in mind that there's probably going to be data types that we don't get to in this course. So just make sure if you're unsure, go ahead and look up data types and try to understand what data type you should be using to store different types of information. Okay, so now that we have this set up, we are going to add a couple more columns here. And what I'd like to probably do is let's imagine that this user table has an email. It may also have a password. It could have first and last name. So let's go ahead and add a few things here. So in order to add a column, we can use an SQL command called alter. So if we type alter, what we want to do is we want to alter a table, and we're going to alter the table. You give it the name. So our name is users. So we're altering the table users. And then I'm just going to hit enter to go down to another line here. So we haven't executed this command yet. We're just building it up. So we're going to say alter table users, and then we're going to type in add column, and then we're going to give it a column name. So in this case, let's do password. And then after we've done that, then basically we're going to tell it what this is. So in this case, This is going to be a varchar, and the password, let's give it a length of 75. Okay, and then we're going to say, you know what, that's good enough. So we'll hit enter, and then let's do our show tables again. Oops. Let's describe users. And now you can see that we have a password with a variable character with a length of 75. And this is null. It has no key. And so there we go. Let's add another one. So again, that's alter table, and we're altering our users table. And then we can type add column, and then this column name, let's go ahead and give it F name. I'm going to use that for first name. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make this a variable character as well. And let's go ahead and set this up as a 255 characters. And then let's see, we can also just do a comma here and hit enter, and we can add multiple columns. So then we could do it again, and we could say add column, and we'll do L name, and again we'll just make that a varchar or variable character of 255. We'll do another comma, and we're going to add another column. This time let's set up one for email, and that will be stored as a variable character as well. And now we don't need 255 characters. I think the maximum character length that's available for emails is 155. So we don't need to store more data than that in that column. So I'm going to set that at 155. Just as a side note, we want to try to keep these as small memory as possible. So if you're only ever going to store something that's like 5 characters, there's no reason to make these 255 characters long. But we don't know how long someone's first and last name could be, so just to be safe, we'll go ahead and use that there. So let's add another column, and in this case, let's add a column. I want to show you one more thing we can do. I'm going to add a phone number. And here we're going to also do that a variable character, so they can store special characters like plus and things like that. We don't need it to be super long, so I think what we'll do is just do 25 for now. But what I want to do is I actually messed up, and I want this to be after my last name in my column list, and I want my email to be after this one. So what I can do is I can use the keyword after, and I can actually put it after L name like that. So then what I'm going to do is just hit a semicolon here to end this whole thing and hit enter. Then it says my query was okay, so I didn't have any syntax errors. So let's now go and describe our users table. Now you can see I have a lot more fields, and it put that phone field after L name, even though I had it listed here. It's because I can tell it where to put it by using this after. So it put it after the L name. So now this is the structure of our table. We have the ID, username, password, first name, last name, phone, and email fields available to us to store data about our users, okay, in our table. So there is the described table. Let's see, what else could we do here? You know what, I think in this video, I think we're done for now. I think in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to insert actual data into this table so that we can start having data in the table. Right now our table is empty. We've just set up basically a schema or a structure to hold data. We've told it what types of data we're going to hold, and we've set up some columns that are ready to be populated. So I'm going to go ahead and hit exit here to get out of my prompt. We'll type clear, and just for good measure, I'm going to go ahead and shut down my examp server with the stop command. and now it has stopped my Apache, MySQL, and ProFTPD. All right, so I will see you guys in the next video. In the next video, we're going to look at the insert command to start inserting data into our tables. So I will see you there. Peace out.